Allah Imla, Alhaina Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shai, Hamashiach, Wa Malaki, Bahashim, Harwat, Kakurash, Barakatham, the water by Babal, Wakwam Yashrala. Double honor to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone who teach us daily, to the men out there teaching the likewise doctrine. I say you shalom. Today we're going to get into a video where we're going to discover how sleeper cells, how they create sleeper cells from birth. Now, this is one of Esau's tactics because this is all these people know. All these people know is war. They don't know peace. It says that in Isaiah chapter 59. Peace they know not. So they don't know how to live and let live. All they know how to do is terrorize, pretty much. This is what Esau has always been wanting to do, what he's doing now, just terrorizing people for the hell of it. This is the very definition of wickedness too. But I don't want to digress. We're going to talk about how Esau creates deceivers from birth, otherwise known as devils. Devil means deceiver. So these people are deceivers from birth. Now, before we get the video, I got a copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips to balance in favor of fair use. Name of this video is Sleeper Agents in Babylon.
What is a sleeper agent?
Yeah, the Russians are very good with sleeper agents. We Americans don't have, no other country that we know of uses sleeper agents. A sleeper agent is someone who is taken virtually from birth and trained to be of another nationality. For example, let's say you're born in Russia, and from the age of, 2, they take you from your family with your family's acquiescence, and they take you to an American-style town that they've built out in the hinterland in Russia. And they teach you to speak English with an American accent. You watch American TV shows, you watch American movies, you eat American food, you get an American-style education. So I have no idea that you're not American. You speak English just like I do. You know all the same, social references that I make. You follow the Philadelphia Eagles, or the, the San Francisco 49ers or whatever. And then they send you to the United States with a fake ID. What they'll do is they'll go through, I was born in 1964, so they'll go through death records from 1964 and they'll look for deaths where the person was only a day or two old. And they'll take that name and the birth date and they'll get a social security card with the birth date. And then they'll use the social security card to get you a passport in America.
Now, how is all this legal? See, Esau does what he wants to do, which makes him unfit to rule. Look at what they're doing now. Because right now they got I'm gonna do a video on it. But right now they approving ICE agents to be able to enter your home without a warrant. And another video surfaced where a man pretending to be an ICE agent went into somebody's house and tried to steal a 17-year-old's PlayStation and cell phone, and the 17-year-old beat the shit out of him. And then it came out that he was not a real agent. This man just ordered some shit off Amazon and put it on. See, Esau knows exactly what he's doing. He knows he's creating chaos. He has all the right ingredients. So this is what this man does. That's why he has a very, very harsh judgment coming his way in the near future.
American passport. So you come here on your American passport, everything's legit. Now your name is, Bob Smith, which was really that baby's name that died. And you get a job, let's say, as a travel agent. And you may work as a travel agent for 20 years and never hear from them. But then they'll activate you and they'll say, we want you to go take care of this target over here.
Kill him.
Yeah. Or we want you to get a job at the Defense Department and give us everything that you can steal. Whatever. There's a woman in my neighborhood who was outed as a sleeper about a year ago. She was an elementary school teacher, and they grabbed her, and they ended up trading her back to the Russians for 2 Americans. So they're out there. I interviewed a sleeper, a former sleeper, on my own podcast a couple of weeks ago. He was from the East German Intelligence Service, and he was raised as an American and sent to New York. He got a job, I forget doing what, like restaurant supply company or something like that. And he got married and he had a daughter. And he told me, as soon as I looked at her face the day she was born, I realized this life wasn't for me anymore. So they sent him an activation. What they do is listen to your radio message. And he didn't respond to it. And he told me he was on the subway one day. He's just standing there holding the strap. And this guy came up to him, and the guy grabs the strap next to him and whispers in his ear, "If you don't report back, I have to kill you." And so he ran straight to the FBI field office in New York. And he said, "I'm an East German sleeper, and I want to turn myself in." And he became a prolific source for the FBI.
So he was taken as a young person.
Yes.
What was his story?
Yeah. Taken as a young person, sent to Russia to become American. Mm-hmm. They set him up with this phony identity. Mm-hmm. And then after he had gone through all the training, he came over here young. He was like 20 or 22 and did this for 25 years. And then he said as soon as his daughter was born, he was like, wow, this is what life is for, not being a sleeper.
Mm. Wow. See? So what does that tell us? Even Esau don't want to be a devil no more. But see, that's what happens when you make a deal with the devil. You become his tool, you become his slave, his servant. And if this man wants you to delete somebody, you got to do it or they're going to delete you. This is how the devil gets down. Remember now, devil means deceiver. So once again, how is all this legal? Because of Job chapter 9, verse 24. The earth was given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof, not where and who is he? So all this wickedness is allowed. Wickedness right now is basically legal. That's why this place is going to be destroyed. Now, let's go to the book of Genesis, chapter 3. Now, who is the progenitor of wickedness? Esau, Edom. It's described right here in Genesis chapter 3, verse 1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord Yahweh had made. The beasts represent the people. The field represents the world. Esau was the slickest, more subtle. See, he's just slick. He's sneaky. And he said unto the woman, yeah, hath Yahweh said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden. And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden. But the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, Yahweh hath said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. Verse 4, and the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die. See? So the serpent, sneaky, the serpent who is Esau, basically told Eve, you can eat that. And it's not real fruit. It's talking about left-handed knowledge versus right-handed knowledge. Knowledge of wickedness and knowledge of righteousness. So the devil talked Eve into eating of the tree of the left-handed knowledge. And that right there started Eve and Esau's relationship. That's why she's his lapdog to this day, Salaki. Let's go to the book of Acts. chapter 13, verse 10. And said, O full of all subtlety and all mischief, thou child of the devil. Devil means deceiver. Thou enemy of all righteousness, wilt thou not cease to pervert the right ways of the Lord? And the answer is no. Esau gonna do it until the Lord throws him back in his cage. Because these are the things that Esau was created to do. He wasn't created to be a righteous judge or a righteous ruler. As you can see, look at the state of America right now, where all kind of wickedness is legal. Jeremiah chapter 9, verse 5, and they will deceive everyone his neighbor and will not speak the truth. See, you a sleeper cell, how you gonna tell the truth? You live in a lie. They have taught their tongue to speak lies and weary themselves to commit iniquity. See, they go above and beyond the call of duty to do wickedness. That's why wickedness is legal now. Go to the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. This man was born off, as you can see in his behavior, his attitude, his thoughts. They all on some other, just out of this world. This man has always stood out to be weird. And now we know why. Let's go to the book of Sirach, chapter 14. Verse 7, and if he do it good, he do it unwillingly, and at the last he will declare his wickedness. Every time this man has a wicked agenda in place. I don't care how much he try to sweeten it up, try to make it look all righteous. There's always a wicked agenda behind his plans. Deuteronomy. Chapter, Salaki. We still in Sirach. Chapter 27. We start at verse 24. I have hated many things, but the Lord, but nothing like him, for the Lord will hate him. Whoso casteth a stone on high casteth it on his own head, and a deceitful stroke shall make wounds. Whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein, and he that setteth a trap shall be taken therein. He that worketh mischief, it shall fall upon him, and he shall not know whence it cometh. Verse 29. They that rejoice at the fall of the righteous shall be taken in the snare, and anguish shall consume them before they die. Malice and wrath, even these are abominations, and the sinful man shall have both. Keep earning your judgment, man. Now you got Edomite women coming out saying they seeing Esau's true colors. And they saying that the divorce rate amongst MAGA couples are going through the roof. Because Edomite women are realizing that Edomite men ain't nothing but cowards. But see, that's prophecy too. It's prophesied that your women will despise you. Let me see if I can find it. This is Job chapter 27, verse 15. Where we start, let's go back a little bit. We start at verse 13. This is the portion of the wicked man with Yahweh. and the heritage of oppressors, which they shall receive of the Almighty. If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword, and his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread. Those that remain of him shall be buried in death, and his widows shall not weep. They tired of him too. Can you blame him? I mean, this motherfucker crazy. Now let's go to Proverbs chapter 26. We start at verse 23. Burning lips and a wicked heart are like a potsherd covered with silver dross. He that hateth dissembleth with his lips, and layeth up deceit within him. When he speaketh fair, believeth him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart. Whose hatred is covered by deceit, his wickedness shall be showed before the whole congregation. Whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein, and he that rolleth a stone, it shall return upon him. The lying tongue hated those that are afflicted by it, and a flattering mouth worketh ruin. Yeah, Edomite women starting to see what they really married, a monster. And now you see them sitting in their cars, like in grocery store parking lots, just waiting on somebody to kidnap. You know what I'm saying? They looking for a weak target. This is all Esau is, a coward, man. That's why he got to outman you. He got to outgun you. He's a coward. But he can't stop doing bullshit. See, that's what's going to put the nail in his coffin. Psalm chapter 37, verse 32. The wicked watcheth the righteous and seeketh the slain. See, we're still in Proverbs 26, yo. Let's go here. This is Proverbs chapter 24, verse 19. Fret not thyself because of evil men, neither be thou envious at the wicked, for there shall be no reward to the evil man. The candle of the wicked shall be put out. Why we ain't tripping on y'all? All this little shit y'all pulling, man, all y'all doing is earning y'all judgment. And when your judgment comes, ain't nobody gonna come to your aid, because everybody wants the Lord to put you down. And I was listening to a video this morning, and they made a very good point. And it stated that this current administration is showing even their own MAGA people, is showing the whole world why white supremacy should be dismantled. Because one thing power does, power shows who it is and is not for, based on the things they do with so-called power. Power was not created for Esau, because look at what he does with it. He doesn't know what to do with it. It's not for him. Because if you give Esau power, look at what he does with it. He turns into a bitch. He legalizes theft, murder, lies. It's not for him. Let's go here. 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. Just looking for somebody to fuck with. That's a sad individual right there. Psalm chapter 58, verse 3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. And what that man said in the video, they recruit around 2 years old, and then they teach them a false life. Everything about him is a lie. See, but see, this type of stuff comes natural to Esau because he was created to be the wicked. Yeah, he can lie to you. He can live next door to you for 20 plus years and still lie to you every day. Yeah, he could do that. That's within his abilities. It ain't shit for Esau to live next to you for 20 years and you thinking this man's real name and everything. You done met his family and all of it is a lie after 20 years. This is how this is how sneaky this devil is. We can read all of Psalms chapter 64. Verse 1, to the chief musician, a psalm of David, hear my voice, O power, in my prayer, preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who with their tongue like a sword, and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at them and fear not. They encourage themselves in the evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? That's that sneaky shit. They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. See, they go above and beyond with the wickedness. How can we deceive him? That's all they worried about. How can we deceive him? How can we fool him? Because I don't want him to know I'm the devil. That's exactly what they do. Verse 7, but Yahweh shall shoot at them with an arrow, suddenly shall they be wounded. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves, all that see them shall flee away. That's what's happening now. The whole world is rebelling against Esau because Trump has showed the world who Esau really is. Verse 9, and all men shall fear and shall declare the work of Yahweh, for they shall wisely consider his doing. The righteous shall be glad in the Lord and shall trust in him, and all the upright in heart shall glory. That's after this man goes down. Isaiah chapter 26, verse 10, let favor be shown to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness. In the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly and will not behold the majesty of the Lord. Because these were the things he was created to do. We were created to behold the majesty of the Lord, not Esau. Isaiah chapter 28, verse 15. Because ye have said, we have made a covenant with death, and with hell are we at agreement. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, it shall not come unto us. Listen to this. For we have made lies our refuge, and under falsehood have we hid ourselves. Is that not a sleeper agent? Yeah. This is Isaiah chapter 29, verse 15. Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord Yahweh, and their works are in the dark, and they say, who seeth us and who knoweth us? Always on some sneaky shit. That's why it says in Sirach chapter 12, verse 10, and never trust thine enemy, for like his iron rusted, so is his wickedness. Now let's go. Speaking of Sirach, let's get there. Let's go to Sirach chapter 13, though. This chapter 13, verse 12, but cruelty, he will lay up thy words and will not spare to do thee hurt and put thee in prison. See, because now they're looking for reasons to lock people up. They just, anything will do with these people. They just need a reason. They want you in jail. They don't want you free because free, with Israelites being free, that's competition to Esau. Esau hates competition because he knows he's a born loser. So he eliminates competition, even if that means lying on you to have you thrown in jail. He doesn't care, just to get thee out the way. Sirach chapter 14, verse 5. He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in all his goods. There is none worse than he that envieth himself, and this is a recompense of his wickedness. And if he do it good, he do it unwillingly, and at the last he would declare his wickedness. Every time, the real agenda always surfaces. Verse 8, the envious man have a wicked eye, he turneth away his face and despiseth men. A covetous man's eyes not satisfied with his portion, and the iniquity of the wicked drieth up his soul. He's just a sad man. He hates everybody and doesn't even know why. That's how simple he is. Let's get this one. 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 13. But evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. But who's deceiving the deceiver? The Lord. Let's get it. Book of Job, chapter 12, verse 16. With him is strength and wisdom. The deceived and the deceiver are his. He leadeth counselors away spoil, and maketh the judges fools. Ooh, see? So if this man is out here deceiving people by making himself a sleeper, who got him doing that? The Lord got him doing that. The deceived and the deceiver are his. That means whoever this devil is fooling, the Lord got them in the trick bag. And the very deceiver himself, he's in the trick bag. But he think he on some slick shit, though. The Lord got you doing this so he could be justified to punish you, idiot. You ain't that slick to the point where you can outsmart the Lord. No, the Lord knows everything you doing because the Lord got you doing everything you doing. Go to Proverbs chapter 4, verse 16. For they sleep not unless they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. For they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence. Verse 19, the way of the wicked is as darkness. They know not at what they stumble. Everything got to be on some secretive stuff because this is how this man moves. This is who he is. I just wanted to write that down. That was one of the scriptures I was looking for. We got it now. Now let's go to the book of Jeremiah, chapter 13, verse 23. Can the Ethiopian change his skin or the leopard his spots? Then may ye also do good that are accustomed to do evil. It's not going to happen. This man was created to be the wicked, to do evil. And we also know that it's impossible for a leopard to change his spots or Ethiopian his skin. So the Lord is basically saying in so many words, it's impossible for the wicked to be righteous. That's why we tell y'all, don't stop expecting the wicked to be righteous. He was not created for that. Job chapter 15, verse 35. They conceive mischief but bring forth vanity, and their belly prepare deceit. There's that word deceit again. Deceit, deceiver. Both of them are rooted in devil, which means deceiver. Let's get this one and we can close on this one. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 50. We start at verse 16. But unto the wicked Yahweh saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, so that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth, seeing thou hatest instruction and castest my words behind thee? That's Esau, hard-headed. If Esau was so righteous, why is this country in turmoil? Because of all this wickedness he legalized. He's not a righteous judge. We can get this one in close. Verse 19. Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit. See, Esau has been referenced as being a deceiver, which traces back to the word devil. So that's his name in the earth. He is Satan's fleshly counterpart upon the earth. That's why all this wickedness is legalized. That's all right, though. All y'all got to do is stay prayed up. Keep doing what you're doing. And the most important thing is don't fear ICE coming to your door. Fear the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai sending ICE to your door. Call all Yimla Lahai now Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Hamashiach Wa Malaki Ba'ashem Harwat Kakorash Barakathum the water Bible Bawa Kwam Yasharala. Shalom.